What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the newest episode of the Rip City Snowhawks here in Madden 20. And we have to start this episode, obviously, with the breaking news that has shocked everybody here in the Portland Snowhawk organization. The announcement that the XFL will be ceasing their operations. It will not exist in 2022. It's kind of shocked this team to its core because while the NFL, while Commissioner Goodell, while everyone has viewed this Snowhawks team as a legitimate developmental program for those players that might slip through the crack, for those players that are looking for their second opportunity in the National Football League, and while, you know, it's been helpful, I think by all accounts, it has been entirely successful. We have seen guys like Boston Scott at times playing like an all-pro running back. We've seen Caleb Wilson make some of the best highlight reel catches in the NFL last season. His highlight reel was absurd. You got on the defense, Tana Pascina, Robert Kimdichi, Slim Jimmy, UDFAs coming out superstar dev traits, the second chances of Alden Smith, and what we're going to see here in today's episode, Johnny Manziel against the Washington Redskins, and James Prochet, Ferrero Prochet. And by all measures, you could totally see the feasibility, the practicality, the benefit of having a developmental program in the National Football League and what it can offer. But at the end of the day, no matter how the media wants to try to take the NFL's money to put some PR and positive spin it, this organization, this experiment was done to combat the XFL. So the NFL has announced that at the end of the 2021 season, the Portland Snowhawks, the Rip City Snowhawks, will be no more. All of the players who are currently under contract, their contracts will be absolved by the league and making all 53 members of the team free agents. So what does that mean right now? Well, because we are an official NFL team, we have till the end of the season to make the most of it. So in every sense of the word, we've heard this term thrown around the channel time and time again this season here for the undermanned biggest underdogs that have ever entered the NFL. The 3-1. Everything already is a Cinderella story, but this is a Super Bowl or bust season. This is it for the Portland Snowhawks. 90% of this roster will not get picked up once again. This could be the last that we see of Justin Blackman. Last that we see of James Prochet. So we're going to try our best to make the most out of it. I'm getting choked up here as we enter the final season of the Rip City Snowhawks. So today, we got the doom and gloom. Let's kick that can down the road. Let's see if we can somehow pull off the inevitable and find a way to take this team as far as we can. I'm not going to put an end game. I'm not going to say playoffs, divisional titles. Obviously, Super Bowl is a 70 overall squad, but we have seen crazier things in professional sports. You know, we always look back. I'm a soccer fan. Leicester City in the English Premiership. They were just recently promoted from a league that is basically a league away from semi-pro, and they going up against the Manchester City, all these teams with billionaires and oil money, and they were able to find a way to win the toughest soccer league in the world. I'm not saying it's impossible, but we have one final season with the Rip City Snowhawks to make something memorable, and it starts here today. We're going to be going through Week 6 and Week 7 through the NFC East. Week 6, we're going to have Johnny Manziel under center. Week 7, we're going to go back to our starter of PJ Walker, and we just kind of want to see again what Johnny Manziel has. Because while we are 3-1, PJ Walker has been incredibly inconsistent. More interceptions than touchdowns. He's found a way to win. He's found a way to get hot at the right time in the second half, the fourth quarter of games. But we need to do our due diligence and make sure that long term, if this is our final season, who is the one man at that quarterback spot that will be able to take us the furthest? So we're going to experiment a little bit, see what Johnny Manziel... honestly, it's not like we're trying to get a free pass to Manziel. Manziel, a very rich kid, spoiled brat, has had a lot of things handed to him. We are not handing this starting job to Johnny Manziel. This is our final season. We don't need to create storylines. We don't need to create more jersey revenue by having Manziel top the jersey sale charts on Fanatics.com. We may have to dip into Josh Rosen. I am at this point in the season where we're 3-1, still finding ways to win games, trying to find the best quarterback, the best player at the most important position under contract for the Portland Snowhawks. And this week we started due diligence by looking at Johnny Manziel. Let's get into the Redskin game. Johnny Manziel's first throw attempt, and he completes the shallow pass underneath to Caleb Wilson. Gain of 11, moves the chains. There we go, got the mobility, and he's such an asshole, you know he's going to be chirping, getting into the minds of the Redskin players. A late hit, add on another 15 yards. 3rd and 5, pretty much any play that we get in the red zone, we want Manziel at least moving out of the pocket so that if something's not there at the last second, he can kind of take off with it. Like right here, Johnny Manziel gets the first down. There we go, Boston Scott. Ratings mean nothing. He might be the most underrated running back in the National Football League. Yet another touchdown as in the opening drive. The first drive of Johnny Manziel's tenure in Portland. They get a touchdown. Opportunity here to get a big stand. 3rd and 10. They got Mitchell Trubisky under center. Decide to move up with Dwayne Haskins, and he does enough to equalize. Just as easy, if not easier, than we went down on an opening drive. The Washington Redskins respond. This game's tied up at 7. 3rd and 11, let's go Manziel. We're going to have to match point for point. And great route ran at the top of the screen there by Robinson, DeMarcus Robinson, moving the chains. Over the middle of the field, he hits Caleb Wilson. This Redskin defense, very clueless. Maybe they were preparing to go up against someone like P.J. Walker, not Manziel, and getting them by surprise. Got him. Ferrero Prochet, James Prochet, contested catch. But the worst, maybe, gotta say, probably the worst secondary in the NFL is getting worked right now by the Snowhawk receivers. James Prochet underneath again, takes 2-3 defenders with him. I've never seen such a level of determination. Gets his 2nd touchdown of the game. We might have something here in Manziel. If there has to be one guy that leads a Cinderella story, it might just be the comeback of Johnny Manziel. What do you got? Nothing, Mr. Biscuit. Big time sack. Ty Summers, David Reese getting their 2nd and goal. Got to try to get a big time goal line standard at the end of the first half so that they don't get, obviously, another touchdown. Give them a 10 points. Got to feel a lot more better than coming in with 14. Man, Tana Passion has definitely been disappointing this year. Teams are starting to double team. Look, 73 and 75 are both there. Bad coverage, 21. As I think that's Gerald Everett gets in, 2nd touchdown of the game. Former backup tight end on the Rams. Oh no, he gets popped. Manziel going for glory, and the first mistake comes halfway through the 3rd quarter. Ball security was a big-time concern from the little of Manziel we saw in the preseason. Got a slide, man. I actually hit slide, too. You can see the animation just getting... wanted to eat a little too much. We open up the 4th quarter here. 7-point lead, but all the momentum has gone the way of the Redskins. It started with that Manziel fumble. We can't stop Gerald Everett, but we get a... Oh, what? That has got to be a Slim Jimmy pick, not a Scary Terry touchdown. Tied up at 24. Boom. Hit that. Hit that! One-handed catch. Hollywood Higgins. The 3rd score for Johnny Manziel. That was ridiculous. The timing. It's like they've practiced that all year long. They were like Reggie Wayne and Peyton Manning. Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning. Dallas Clark and Peyton Manning. Any of those Manning combinations, that's what that looks like between Higgins and Johnny Manziel. Wow. Wow. I did not throw the ball that way. Does anyone have... Is there a script somewhere that I'm missing? Is there a script to this game that I'm missing? I couldn't anymore throw it to the tight end. Yet he throws it 5 yards behind him. Why does Mitchell Trubisky play like the greatest quarterback in Madden? He's like the Blake Bortles. Remember Blake Bortles like 2-3 Mads ago would win MVP? That's Mitchell Trubisky this year. He's ungodly. He would send that to like the top of the upper bowl. That was real life. He wouldn't be able to make a nice time throw like that. Oh my God, he got
That's terrible.
Come on, man. Hold your blocks. We've had like 7 penalties here today. That gotta be the go-ahead. And it's a holding. It better not be Kendall Lamb. It's Caleb Wilson. Stop me. I hope to God you just try to stop me. We are going to, from now, let me score. I don't care what you're going to do. Either way, it works out well for us. Greg McCrae dropped a sure thing touchdown about 5 plays ago. Able to punch it in. Snowhawks up 38-31. And at the end of another super close, epic victory where our defense gives up just an insane amount of points, Johnny Manziel has put forth maybe as good an effort as you could expect any one person in 1 week to give us something to think about. We are a man of our word. We are a coaching staff of our word. We promised Manziel would get Washington. We would give PJ Walker the reins against Dallas and then make our decision based off of that. And so far, Manziel has passed with flying colors. We had one of the glitchiest interceptions we've thrown all year. Almost 400 yards. He might be player of the week. 3 touchdowns, almost 400 yards. He did have a fumble, which was totally on him. And we will hold that as a turnover. But we're not going to put a whole lot of weight on that interception. The run, it was tough, man. But, I mean, Montez Sweat might be the most terrifying, dominant run defender I have seen in Madden 20. And we still got 2 touchdowns. But we didn't quite get the yards that we were expecting. Over 100 yards, Caleb Wilson. James Prochet, 6 catches, 120 yards, 2 tutties. Phenomenal touchdown, getting both feet in. Toe drag swag from Rashard Hollywood Higgins. Defensively, we got 7 tackles, Jimmy Moreland. Bunch of TFLs. 3 TFLs from Tano Passanal. Like seeing that. 2 sacks and a pick from Kalik Hudson. Marshall Lewis with the interception to seal it. But an epic victory here from the Portland Snowhawks. So a lot to process here before we get to that week 7 game. First thing is first, as promised. Even though we now have more questions answered, PJ Walker will get a chance to start and maybe defend himself. You know, like usually if this was handing something to Manziel, we just go roll with the hot hand. We won week 6, let's just move on. No, PJ Walker now saw what Manziel did. If he wants to remain our starter, he's going to put up a similar effort against the Dallas Cowboys, or else we're going to have to make a change. We had a weekly award. It actually didn't go to Manziel, even though pretty much if you play us right now, you're getting player of the week. And if they lose, Trubisky lost. We saw it against Philadelphia too. Trubisky got himself player of the week, but we didn't get it. Kirk Cousins, 4 touchdowns, as he's the new guy under center for New England. Got it in the AFC, but we had Kalik Hudson, 4 tackles, 2 sacks, and interception, getting a defensive player of the week. Because we won the game, we had to spend XP as always, so we get to make David Reese up to a 77 overall. Definitely one of those guys that when this team does fold, will quickly find himself employed somewhere. I think Greg McCrae, he's shown let's keep going elusive. He's showing great acceleration, great burst, a lot of dynamic playing ability as a rookie. He probably should land on his feet. And Johnny Manziel in 1 winning effort gets a skill point here, going up to a 63. What do we got here? We got +1 break sack, mid-throw accuracy, 2 short throw. Not too bad. I mean, I like technically, if I had to pick one, I like the throw power, but it is what it is. As we get ready to take on the 3-3 Cowboys, we have a breakout scenario here on the defensive side of the ball for Robert Kimdichie. For him to achieve a star dev, we can hold him less than 75 rushing yards, which is phenomenal. It's not like they have Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, and Tony Pollard. But probably a little bit more realistic if we can get 2 TFLs or a TFL and a sack or a forced fumble and a sack or a forced fumble and a TFL to get Kimdichie that dev trait boost. But another success story amongst a lot of other names. It's becoming a very long list here for the Portland Snowhawks. But we're going against Dallas. It's always a little bit more important against the Dallas Cowboys. I would love to find a way to finish this episode 5-1 with being the hottest team in the National Football League, while on paper being, I mean, let's be honest, that's about on par with what the Dolphins are. If you start the Dolphins roster day 1, they're about that. And the Dolphins at the end of the year last year, they won a couple games. Fitzmagic took over. So it's not totally unrealistic. We haven't not seen teams that are about this rating in Madden, can try to put it in real life terms, finding ways to get hot and win games. Now 5-1, I don't know about that. I'm not going to defend the hard work this team has put in, but 5-1, as improbable as it may be, beating Dallas is always top priority. Well, that's actually a tremendous throw and grab. PJ Walker he's ringing the bell. He's bringing it this week. Come on, gotta read and process quicker than that. Jalen Smith able to come in, get a sack, force a 3rd and a mile. Come on, man. Punt it. Punt it. Fucking brutal, man. No effort on the play from Prochet. No effort. Bad throw. Wasn't good. Not good enough. Another chance for our defense to bail out our offense and hold them to a field goal attempt here in the red zone. I can only imagine they're going to try to find Zeke Elliott, which they do. And Ty Summers, big TFL, loss of 4, holding Dallas to yet another field goal attempt. Great job, defense. Bailing out our offense yet again. Go, 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 go. Home run hitter. Boston. And he trips up. Thank God the safety trips up over the tackling corner that whiffed. If not, that would have been nearly as big. 9th touchdown of the year. 60+ yards. Boston Scott in just one play. It's all you need. The Snowhawks are in the lead. I'm going to copyright that. 3rd and goal. Defense can get another stand. That would be amazing. But that was just too easy. So Murray Cooper. Henry Ruggs. That's probably why I got open. 90 trillion speed. Dallas regains the lead. And down he goes again. Tank Lawrence. And there you have it. Oh, no. 3rd and 10, it's 4th quarter time. This is where PJ Walker thrives. We're going to go back to a Madden 10 great play. PA crossers, and again, I think that's his 5th sack. Double team, triple team. No one is stopping Tank Lawrence today. 4th and 20. I mean, might as well see if we can make something happen. I mean, it's we're gonna do punt it, you know, might gain 10 yards on a punt. See if we can't. This O-line's giving up on PJ Walker. Oh, jump again, the 50-50 ball. We can't come down with it off the deflection. You know, if we're grading out PJ Walker, not really gonna come on him. Would have hoped that we could have came down with that, but still, it's a turnover. No points. Here we go. A little bit of a garbage time. Dump it off. Greg McCray at another touchdown. Too little, too late. And that's our 2nd loss of the season. And I think we pretty much have seen on the field they both had about the same attempts. Obviously, the offensive line played different. We didn't face nearly as much pressure when Manziel was under center as we faced today with TJ Walker. There wasn't a superstar X factor on the defensive line. But Montez Sweat had a crazy game for the Redskins. And yet Manziel was finding ways to scramble with his feet, throw it away, quick release, quick rhythm passes. That just wasn't there with PJ Walker. 51%. Manziel was 70-something. Over 30 attempts for both the guys, giving them a chance. And even PJ Walker's touchdown was Greg McCray doing most of the work. 91 yards and a tutty for Boston Scott. 59 and a tutty for McCray. 73 yards to Marcus Robinson. He's fighting for his quarterback. Offensive line gave up 5. Martinez Rankin, I don't know what happened. Did PJ Walker steal his girl? PJ Walker somehow gave up a sack. He got sacked so much, he gave up a sack. Defensively, we had 15 tackles. David Reese, a couple TFLs there, half sack, no turnovers. We got worked here. We got worked, and I think we found our quarterback for the remainder of this series. For the remainder of the season, for the remainder of the series. We'll make it official. We come on to that 2-game stretch where trying to find our franchise quarterback was the top priority. We're still 4-2. We're still sitting pretty top in the AFC West. We got to kick it off the next episode with a huge divisional game against the Raiders at home, and then a very winnable game week 9 against the Bengals at home. We're making a decision to make a change at quarterback. The proof is in the pudding, man. Manziel had one game. And obviously, you're viewing everything in a bubble. But in Manziel's one game, he went 26 of 35, almost 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. And he chipped in 35 yards on the ground. And a fumble. He did have 2 turnovers as well. but it just feels like he added some juice to the lineup. And right now we don't have the force. We can't even be afford the foresight of like, oh, is Manziel going to mess up off the field again? Is it going to be a decision that's going to come back and bite this organization in the ass? This organization doesn't have an ass to fry anymore. It's 1 year. I don't even want to say Super Bowl or bust sounds silly when you're talking about a 70 overall team, but we're 4-2, and that's how we're going to continue this Cinderella story. Is we are going to go with Manziel under center for the time being. Maybe boo-hoo that we're not giving Josh Rosen a chance, but I think Manziel's the guy for right now. And hell, honestly, we may have to, if Manziel starts sucking, we might go Josh Rosen. We could have a three-headed attack of week by week. You know, if we need a scrambling option, we go Manziel. If we need more of a pocket passer, we go Josh Rosen. But we have to do anything, bust out all the stops, try to find ways to win games in the final season ever for the Portland Snowhawks. Friggin' XFL had to close their doors. Goddamn Vince McMahon. You know? So we'll be back here shortly as we kick off. I mean, we still got, obviously, we're just at that halfway point of the season. Still plenty of Snowhawk football left to play. And it's going to go down the wire. And it just means more. Every episode is going to mean more. Every win is going to mean more. But we split it 1-1. Can't really afford to have that happen too much more. We need 2 wins next episode. But that does it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching. As always, first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button if you enjoyed. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.